It all started as a notification, one of those pointless ones that pings your phone, the kind you usually ignore. Elias was scrolling through his Instagram, half bored, when his friend Linus sent a message. Haha, did you get yourself a fan page or something? And then there was a link. Elias clicked the link. The link led to a profile on Instagram, his own profile picture, his name, even his slightly pretentious bio. Life is a canvas, paint it vividly. But it wasn't his account. A cold shiver ran down his spine. Someone, a real person, has copied everything. The first few posts were identical to his own. Holiday pictures from last summer, a blurry concert photo, and the obligatory selfie with a cat. What a sick joke, Elias stuttered to himself. Report profile. He also sent a message to the account. Who are you? Take this down immediately. No reply. Days went by. The profile remained. Elias tried to ignore it, but it was difficult. The fake profile started posting new pictures. Pictures Elias didn't recognize. A picture of his favorite restaurant. Best burgers in town, as usual, was the caption. But Elias hadn't been there for weeks. Another showed the inside of his apartment, taken from an odd angle, with the caption, "Cozy evening." Elias felt a panic. He lived alone. Someone must have been inside his home. The other day he changed the locks on his door, installed extra security chains, changed passwords everywhere, but the doppelgänger profile continued, and the posts grew darker and much more personal. One day it posted a picture of Elias' bike, with a cut lock beside it. The text said, "Time for a walk instead." When Elias went down to the bike storage, his bike was gone. Reporting it to the police felt pointless. Who would believe him? It was just a picture online after all. The worst part was that the doppelganger started interacting with his friends. Linus called angry. "Why did you write that incredibly nasty stuff about my girlfriend? She's really upset." "What? I haven't written anything to Maya." "Yes, you did, on Instagram, about her new haircut, and you called her ugly." Elias logged into his real account. No such messages. But Maya had blocked him. He tried to explain, but they didn't believe him. The fake profile was just so convincing. It looked just like him. Paranoia became a constant companion. Every creak in the floor, every shadow in the corner of his eye made him jump. He felt watched, followed. He covered his webcam with tape, drew the curtains as soon as it got dark, slept poorly. Every notification from Instagram made his heart pound. He started seeing faces in crowds, thought he recognized his own features in strangers. One evening, the doppelganger posted a picture of Elias sleeping. The image was grainy, taken in the dark, obviously from the foot of his bed. Beneath the picture, the text read, "You look so peaceful when you dream, but soon you will wake up." Elias screamed. He flung open the bedroom door, switched all the lights on, looked under the bed, in the wardrobe. Nothing. He was alone. The picture was there. It was proof that someone has been in his room, standing over him as he slept. He desperately tried to delete his own Instagram account, but it didn't help. The other profile remained. It was no longer just a digital copy. It was someone systematically stealing his life, piece by piece. Late one night, Elias sat awake, his eyes bloodshot from exhaustion and terror. A new message arrived directly in his inbox from the doppelganger's profile. "You're probably wondering who I am, Elias. Look around you. I'm the one living the life you only dream of. I'm the one who dares. Soon you won't have to worry about anything more." Elias felt his blood run cold. This wasn't an AI, it was a human who knew everything about him. In sheer desperation, Elias wrote back, "What do you want?" The reply came immediately, "I just want what should already be mine." The next day, Elias barely dared to go out, but he had to. He had a meeting he couldn't miss out. When he came home that evening, something felt wrong as soon as he entered the stairwell. A faint, unfamiliar scent. His door was unlocked. With his heart pounding in his chest, he slowly pushed it open. There, in the living room, stood someone, turned away from him, looking at one of his paintings. The person was dressed in Elias' clothes, same height, same hair color. Slowly the figure turned around. Elias stared straight into his face. The same eyes, the same features, but with a smile that was both mocking and triumph. "Hello, Elias," said the doppelgänger. His voice was eerily similar to Elias. "I believe you have something that belongs to me." Elias, frozen in fear but also filled with desperate anger, shook his head. "You're sick. Leave my home." "Your home?" The doppelgänger smudged. "I think you mean my home. I've already taken over the rest of your life. This is just the final piece of the puzzle." Elias knew he had to act. He screamed for help as loud as he could, simultaneously backing towards the hallway. The commotion alerted the neighbors, and they called the police. When the police arrived a few minutes later, they were met with an absurd sight. Two men, identical in appearance, one of whom, the doppelganger, immediately began accusing the other one of being an imposter who had broken in. "He's crazy, he's been stalking me for weeks," the doppelganger yelled, pointing at Elias. The situation was chaotic. Elias, trembling but composed, tried to explain the nightmare he had been living. He showed the police the fake Instagram profile on his phone, told them about the stolen items, the threatening messages, the pictures of him sleeping. At first the police seemed hesitant, but as they began to search the apartment and ask more detailed questions, the doppelganger's facade began to crack. Perhaps it was the desperation in his eyes, the contradictory answers to detailed questions about Elias' life that only the real Elias could know. The decisive moment came when one of the officers examining the backpack of the doppelganger had carrying found several of Elias' personal belongings. His spare keys, an old wallet, and even his cut bicycle lock. Faced with the heavy evidence, he was arrested and under protest taken away from the apartment. Elias remained exhausted and shaky. The shock and fear ran deep, but a wave of weary relief washed over him. A few days later, after changing the locks again and trying to restore some balance of order, Elias logged into his Instagram account. Then he posted a simple, unfiltered picture of himself, tired but with a new determination in his eyes. The caption beneath was short: "Sometimes it's hard to know who to trust, but I'm still here."